Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down the Sparking Green Super Gogeta's Zenkai Awakening, and, well, that's it, because that's all the content we got today. I think there's like one awakened equipment or something that came out today as well. But I mean, this is how they kick off the Sagas from the Movies episode campaign. So because we didn't get an LF today, I think it's going to be pretty clear that the schedule for this campaign is going to go LF on the 18th and then Ultra on the 31st. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy getting an LF and an Ultra within 13 days of each other. I don't know. The LF should have been today. It would have made the pacing a lot better. It would have at least started the celebration with some sort of semblance of content and excitement. I haven't looked at this guy's kit yet, so it's possible he's like very good, but a Zenkai and that's it. I don't know. Maybe they thought because the Zenkai was Super Gogeta, it would have been like super mega hype. And I mean, it's you know, it's fine, right? I have my concerns about this character before we even look at what he's gonna do, but I think one of the major issues with these episode campaigns is they start and then we get nothing, right? The Dragon Ball episode campaign started and we got free-to-play Demon King Piccolo and a unique equipment for Zenkai Legends Road Kid Goku, which we didn't even get for this one, right? We didn't get a unique equipment for a Zenkai character. They just gave us a Zenkai and then that was it. So in my opinion, they should be starting these episode campaigns with something, a Mega Rising, an LF, an Ultra. It's probably not realistic they're going to start with an Ultra a lot of the time because that's not the way they usually do things, but start with an LF or a Mega Rising, and I promise you the morale throughout these episode campaigns will increase and become better. All right, so regardless, let's go ahead and take a look at what this guy's going to be doing here. So I did do the battle, whatever it's called, gauntlet thing, the updated version. So let's go ahead and pump him up here. So remember, we got to subtract 13,000 because of the arts boost system. So he's looking like he's going to be having around high 260s to strike, which, I mean, he's a blast character. And then he's going to have 282,000 blast attack. Defensively, he's going to be at 186k strike defense and then 181k blast defense. Yeah, I can't really hate too much on the stat spread here. It's not that bad. I would like for Zenkais to have at least mid 180 defenses, so the blast defense is a little bit lower than I'd like. Honestly, I'd like high 180s to both, and I'd like mid 180s for offenses, but I really can't say anything too negative about the stat spread. I feel like it's pretty solid, right? He's not going to be doing many strike attacks anyway, so the fact that his blast stat is, you know, fairly high is decent. Nothing too crazy stat spread wise, but it's not. It could have been a lot worse, so I'll take that. Of course, he holds 2 blasts, which is nice for him. And of course, he's on Sagas from the Movies, Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Otherworld Warriors, Fusion Warriors, and Fusion. Now, the problem with this character, it's funny because he has kind of the same problem that he had on release, which is the fact that this guy released as a Fusion Warrior and Movies character, and Fusion Warriors has been a melee team since 2018. But Movies kind of has gotten a few blast-centric releases recently, so I feel like this guy actually might be able to fit decently on the Movies team, but there is one other issue, which I'll point out in a second here once we get into the kit. But this guy's not, you know, I mean, you're not using this guy in Fusion Warriors under any circumstances. Like, I just don't really understand. I don't really see the point of putting this guy in Fusion Warriors. So it's just, again, the same problem that this character had when he released. Is just on top of the fact that he was just straight up a bad unit on release, he just didn't fit on any team when he came out. All right, so let's see what this is. Oh yeah, let me pull up the pre-Zenkai kit in a separate window here so I can at least clarify what changed about the character. Again, this was a very strange release. They just straight up released a Super Gogeta and a Super Janemba character as part of a Ultra Space Time banner. Which, if you guys weren't playing back in the day, an Ultra Space Time banner, I guess it's kind of the equivalent of a Mega Rising, except it was a little bit less hype than a Mega Rising. It was just it was like the generic banners they used to release, and it was very strange to see this character released on there. All right, the blue card is the Super Kamehameha. So it does massive impact damage and 30% special move damage inflicted for 5 counts. So that goes up from major damage and 25% special move damage inflicted. So that should be hitting a decent amount harder. The difference between major and massive is a pretty nice difference. All right, then the green card. I do really like this green card just because it looks cool. The Rapid Fire Fist. All right, so the following effects occur on hit. 25% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. That goes up from 20% for 10 counts. Reduces next damage sustained by 25%. Cannot be stacked. Applies until enemy combo is finished. That is the same. And then immobilizes the enemy. That is the same. And then blast armor when charging forward. That is the same. So what changed about this? The only thing they changed about this is the damage goes from 20% for 10 counts to 25% for 15 counts. Really? They couldn't have done anything different here? I feel like they could have at least had him like draw a card or something on this. Maybe it gives him some key back. You know, this, at the very least, this should have had like draw 2 cards and gain 50 key on hit or something. It's kind of stupid that it didn't get anything else. All right, main ability is Utterly Impervious Power. So he draws a blue card and gets 50 key, and then he gets 100% to the next special move damage inflicted. That's all the same, but this is new. Minus 15 to own special move arts cost, and that is a permanent buff. So from the point when you pop this main ability, your blue card cost is going to go down to 35 for the rest of the fight, which is interesting. Okay. So this is the main problem with this character. I'm about to show you guys right now. This guy has a pretty mediocre Z ability. 38% to Fusion Warriors or Sagas from the movies Blast Attack. Right? I mean, it's 1 stat. Which, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been Blast Defense, I guess, which wouldn't have been the greatest. But 38% to 1 stat versus like the typical 35% to 2 stats that we see on a lot of characters that we're using on bench these days. Like, this is not a great Z ability here. I'm assuming his Zenkai ability is green movies, just because that's what the campaign is. Yeah. I mean, if you're using a green blast movies character, this guy could be a solid bench for them. Yeah, I don't really see myself really going to the Super Gogeta Zenkai bench option very often. Okay. Let's see what he's able to do here. Okay, so applies the following effects itself when battle starts. So this was the major issue with this character on release. He only had like his damage and card draw speed for the first 40 counts. So it looks like they got rid of that, which is nice. 80% damage, 40% reduced damage received. Okay. Gets card draw speed and then 40% to Q recovery. Okay, sure. Nice start. Falling effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. 20 counts elapsed, 25% of damage inflicted. 40 counts elapsed, restores health by 20% and 25% of damage inflicted. I actually do like these healing effects once a certain amount of timer counts have elapsed, because what you could do with that is you can just have this guy tag in, take some hits, and then switch him out, and you know he's going to heal that off later. I do like that. It's like the purple Android 17 from GT effect has this as well. Ginyu has this as well, and it actually has come in handy a lot, so I do like that. I mean, needing 40 counts to elapse before he gets his max damage from this is a little annoying, but 40 counts is not that bad. So, I mean, he's going to have, what, 50% extra damage from 40 counts elapsing, which means he's going to be at 130% damage as a Zenkai character with 282,000 blast attack. Okay, I mean, he doesn't look too bad so far. All right. Evil Shattering Miraculous Power. So he does 30% damage to powerful opponent or transforming warrior. Yeah, this was another addition they made here. Is this only used to be versus transforming warrior. So they added powerful opponent to this, which is interesting. So, you know, every villain, or I guess powerful opponent character that is not a transforming warrior now also takes more damage from this character. Okay. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of number of battle members when this character enters the battlefield. Oh yeah, I do remember this. I remember he had this. I don't think this changed at all. 3 battle members, 50% blast damage, -1 to blast cost. 2 members is 50% and -7, and then 1 battle member is 50% and 50% to all damage, regular damage, and then -7. It's a blast and strike cost. Yeah, I don't really think the strike damage is really going to matter because this guy's going to be doing like next to 0 strike damage regardless. What is this? Shortens allies sub count by 5 when enemy activates Rising Rush while this character's in the battlefield. That actually, you know who that works well with is Orange Piccolo. Because Orange Piccolo, before he revives, he reduces his sub count by 5 when the enemy rushes, right? So if you combo this with Orange Piccolo just gets a free switchback. It's like, so if you switch from Orange Piccolo to this guy, and the enemy rushes right away, you can instantly go back to Orange Piccolo. That's cool, actually. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be using this guy next to Orange Piccolo in the showcase. But okay, I mean, he's going to have a lot of blast damage when he enters the battlefield. The problem with this is that it's cancelable. This part is. So 50%, assuming he has the full 50% from this. I mean, he's going to be at 180% blast damage with Zenkai stats. You should be hitting pretty hard, I think. Okay, so here are his new unique abilities. Hellborn Radiance. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 fewer cards. That's nice. And then all enemies get 25 to strike arts cost for 3 timer counts. What is... let me just quickly check something. What does Yellow GRN do? I know it's all costs go up with Yellow GRN. Obviously, Yellow GRN is a better version of this, but let me just see. Yellow GRN gets plus 20 to everything for 5 counts. Yeah, I think the difference between 5 counts and 3 counts is actually pretty big when it comes to cost increase because, like, okay, what does 3 counts mean? 3 counts is 2 cards pretty much, right? So you use 1 when he's cover changing, and then it's like 1 more. Whereas GRN is like 3 cards, which is a lot more impactful than this. And this is only strikes too. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy. Restores health by 5%. Restores ki by 25. Okay, I mean, that's going to activate when he switches in, which is nice. So he's getting a card, he's healing, and he's getting ki. Which is fine. I mean, that's actually not bad. Plus, he has the extra ki recovery here. Okay. Following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Activates 8 times. Okay, this is just a perfect example of what I've been talking about, where it's like, why even restrict this? Like, if it's going to be 8 times, is it really too overpowered if this happens another 5 times? Like, shortens own vanishing gauge, or sorry, restores own vanishing gauge by 40% and shortens ally sub count by 2. Like, this is not winning you the game if it happens more than 8 times in a fight. I don't really understand the point of restricting this to 8 times. I don't. It's a nice effect. I mean, I think the sub count reduction is actually going to be more important than the vanishing gauge recovery, because 40% vanishing gauge recovery is not that good. I mean, it could be useful, but I think the sub count reduction is going to be better here. All right, final unique ability. We have Hope formed from allies. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. There is a defeated battle member, which I guess makes sense now for why he has this. Shortens allies sub count when the enemy rushes this guy. Restores ki by 20. Card draw speed for 10 counts. And then cover null for 10 counts. Okay, all cancelable. The following effects also occur if there are 2 defeated battle members. Okay, so if he's the last man alive. Draws a blue card next. Seals enemies' special move arts. So he draws a blue card and then he seals the enemy's blue cards for 10 counts. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, I'm gonna be real here. This is the last man alive on your team. You probably lose, don't you? I mean, he seems okay. This is not like a... By the way, I legitimately think like the best non-LF Zenkai character we've gotten in the past like year plus is Blue Bulma. Blue Bulma is actually like a real unit. Like you compare this Super Gogeta Zenkai to like Blue Bulma and Yellow Perfect Cell, and I don't think he's on that level even close to it. We'll have to see. I feel like his damage is going to be pretty good. And he's got card draw speed. He has conditional double card draw speed, conditional cover null. He's getting key on entry. He's healing. Like, he could be okay. His blue card is going to hit pretty hard, right? We'll see. I don't think he's on like the blue Bulma level though. All right, so I think we have one equip to look at. It's not even like a new equip, it's an awakened equip. Let's see here. Yeah, it's this one. I remember this. I remember farming this unawakened equip, and it was like impossible to roll. I remember this one. All right, what does this do? It's a blast equip. This is for fusion warriors. Okay. Blast defense and strike defense 20%. And then base blast attack to 15%. And then 5% to pure blast for each tag fusion warrior battle member. I mean, this is just a worse version of this one, isn't it? Because this one is 6%. I mean, this is... Okay, actually, it's not strictly worse because you're losing 5% to strike defense on this one, but you're getting an extra pure blast. I mean, this is clearly better than the Gogeta one, but it is a bit of a trade-off. So it looks like this is a way that they're trying to be able to like make up for the fact that you're never going to run like a blast movie. Like when this equip came out with the Gammas, you were never going to run the Gammas on movies because the movies didn't have blast units. So this was their way of like making up for the fact that movies didn't have blast characters and to incentivize you to run the Gammas on movies anyway. It feels like that's the same thing with this equipment, right? You're never going to run a blast character on the Fusion Warrior team, but this is their way of incentivizing you to run this Zenkai Green Gogeta on Fusion Warriors. Is because this is a damn strong equipment offensively, right? And also it's not bad defensively. Like this is just overall, this is a very good equipment for Gogeta. The problem is you have to run them on a full Fusion Warrior team because you're getting the pure blast per Fusion Warrior battle member, and the entire team is strike based. So yes, this is a strong equipment that's going to help this Green Gogeta on Fusion Warriors, but the problem is you're not running him on the team regardless. So, yeah. And that's it. I mean, we can take a quick look at the news here, and I don't know what else there is to cover. I mean, this is a very bare bones introduction to this campaign here. This time it's sagas from the movies, full of thrilling battles straight from the big screen. Yeah, where? I mean, obviously we're gonna get more stuff down the line here. Events and characters related to the episode will appear one after another. Get fired up by looking back at incredible films featuring some of Dragon Ball's strongest warriors, and of course the main illustration of the campaign is Fusion Reborn here with Janemba and Gogeta. All right, so the Zenkai Awakening, we have new medals here, sure. Login bonus, yeah. Missions, yeah. We already know about Tapion. We have the full power battle versus Dragon Fist Goku, which is fine. New adventures. We already have this. And that's it. So the only new things we got basically are there's new adventures, there's a new full power battle, and Zenkai Gogeta. And that's the entire first week of this episode campaign. I imagine next week we will get a large chunk of content, including the new LF. But in my opinion, they should have swapped that with this week. Like this week should have been, the beginning of the campaign. They released the PV on social media where it's like they hype everybody up for the campaign, but it's like there's nothing new in there, right? It would have been so much better if they released the LF today and then like had the LF as part of the PV, and then they introduced like, okay, there's this new character as well, 1% sparking on the banner. Maybe we give a unique equipment for this character. Maybe we do, I don't know. There's like a new type of event, like because right now there's actually like no events that are related to the movie saga right now, right? There's nothing. But we already had this Hero Tapion event. Full power battle doesn't matter. Like give us one of these heavy attack events for movies. Give us like a movies equipment in the Ultimate Collection. I mean, there's a lot they could have done for this, and it just feels like this is becoming a trend now where the first week of each of these episode campaigns is not. It doesn't garner any excitement, and I think that really does hurt the flow of the campaign, right? Even I imagine next week is going to be a great week, right? Next week we're probably going to get a lot of stuff. I hope, but it just doesn't feel as good as if we would have gotten that the first week, because that's when all the hype is here. Like, okay, new campaign, we got a new theme. The art is Gogeta versus Janemba, and it's like we got one Zenkai, and then we're calling it a day. Like I don't know. Anyway, let me know down below what you guys think of this Gogeta's Zenkai. We're going to be Zenkaiing him all the way to 7, fully soul boosting him and testing him out in PvP. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.